Hi, Staar speaking here from the garden in France. There's the barn and the house behind me. Thought I'd go for a walk since it's such a beautiful day. So this is officially part 2 of my newsletter. I thought I'd do a video today since it's such a beautiful day. I'm gonna go for a stroll down, I think, to the bottom of the valley, I think. So yesterday in my email, if you didn't see my email, I'll put a link to it below this video. So this is like part 2 I said in the story. So I bought this email list. It was a total disaster, didn't work at all. Got spam complaints, spent a lot of money setting it all up. Quickly realized that buying an email list is not the way to go. So I actually deleted it off the server, threw the disk in the garbage, totally disheartened. And to be honest, I'd actually spent more money than I should have done on this disk. I actually spent my rent money. So I was in trouble. So I realized that, you know, I had to make this internet marketing thing work. Sorry, excuse me, I'm just gonna step over an electric fence here. Try not to electrocute myself. There we go. Yeah, so I realized I had to make this email marketing thing work. And purely, I think, through luck, I found myself at an internet marketing networking event, got talking to a few people, and I realized that the way to go was not having like this huge email database. The more people I spoke to, the more I realized that if you wanted to be successful with email marketing, it wasn't about building a huge email list. It was all about building kind of like a very small, highly targeted, laser-focused email list. And it's interesting, if you look at any of the successful marketers out there, so I'm just working out the best way to get down into the valley here, because that bit's all overgrown, the way I normally go down. There we go. There we go. Gosh, I can't believe I've got this whole valley. Got a little stream at the bottom there. We don't do anything with this valley. The long-term aim is one day to convert this into a lake, but that would be nice. Anyway, so yeah, the thing I learned was having a small email list and having a laser-focused email list was the way to go. And really that's what I did. So rather than just trying to add as many people to my email list as physically possible, what I started doing was either only adding buyers to my email list, A, or B, adding people to my email list who I had personally met. So I gave them like a business card at an event. I got a business card off them. I contacted them on Skype. Then I got them to like sign up for my free offer, whatever that offer. Yeah, I think it was my YouTube Loophole was the product at the time. So this is how I was building my list. And also through things like personal chat on the Warrior Forum and things like this. This was before Facebook, really. So I actually ended up with a very small email list. So I only had buyers on my list and people I'd met at workshops, seminars, things like this, or through private chat before Facebook. And I got these people added to my list. And here's the thing, because I did this, the people who are now on my list, I had this kind of like relationship with them. They knew who I was. I wasn't just some anonymous person off the internet. You know, the only people who were on my list were people who had purchased one of my products. They had maybe seen one of my videos, so like my training videos, because they were like a buyer. I'd actually had a conversation with them at a workshop, a seminar, a meetup, or I'd had a conversation with them in private chat on a like on a forum or something like that. So it quickly became apparent to me after chatting to other internet marketers that I was getting better results from this relatively small email list. I think I had about 1,500 people on this list. I was getting like better results than marketers who had like 10,000 plus people on their list. And this quickly became apparent when I went to an event by someone called Frank Garin. It was at the Novotel at what was that? Anyway, that was in somewhere in West London, the Novotel in West London. I still got a small video which I took of the event. Anyway, so I got chatting to some people there with large email lists, and I was telling them the results I was getting, and they were like really intrigued. They wanted to know what I was doing. And it was then that I realized that most marketers have these kind of like weird anonymous email lists. We're probably all on them. You like we all get emails every day, don't we? And most of the emails in our inbox, we have no clue who they're from. We don't know why we're receiving them. It's like we were opted in without our knowledge almost, or we opted in and we've forgotten who the heck these people are. And a lot of marketers have this, what I would call churn and burn mentality with their email list. So they just have to constantly be adding more and more and more and more and more people to their list because less and less and less people are opening their emails. And I think it's just a really dumb approach to take. So like I said, having a small email list is definitely the way to go. And having kind of like almost building a profile in your prospect's head of who you are. So this is why, you're on my email list. And I share a lot of stuff about my personal life, don't I, with in my newsletters. And like this video here, I'm shooting this video in my backyard in France, down here in the valley. It's a little bit overgrown actually. And you know that I have a Tesla, I live in France. You know all sorts of different things about me. So you build up this. I even talk about movies which I go and see and things like this. But the point is, I do this because when the prospect can build this mental picture in their head of who you are, things you like, things that piss you off, things you don't stand for, things that you do stand for, this type of thing, the kind of car you drive, the kind of music you like, the kind of movies you like, all these types of things go together to build a profile, usually of a family member or a friend. This is how we think about family members or friends. And when we can do this as a marketer, suddenly selling to prospects becomes much easier because you're not anonymous. You're not just like some unknown person in the inbox. You're somebody who, somebody who the prospect can identify with, somebody the prospect feels is like a friend, somebody who they feel like they've known for years. And in fact, when I talk to coaching clients or I talk to people on the phone or meet people at seminars or workshops who are on my list, they say to me, I feel like I know you, Sarah. I feel like I've known you for years. You're like a friend. And it's like the first time I've met them. And this is because I built up this profile in their head. And this is what I call influence marketing or list influence marketing. And I think it's probably one of the most powerful things we can do as a marketer. And the great thing is, you don't need to build these ridiculously large email lists of tens of thousands of people. You can literally have an email list of a few thousand people, 2,000 or 3,000 people, and make a really amazing income from that. So I've rambled on enough about this. I will be creating more videos about this. I am actually in the process of creating a course all about what I'm talking about, called List Influencer. I've never shared this information before, never created a course on these aspects of marketing. However, I do feel it's like the most important part of what I do online. And if you're working in any market, any niche, I've taught a couple of these strategies to one of my $10,000 coaching students. And actually, she was in a completely different market. In fact, she was in the adult entertainment market, believe it or not. She had a shop selling items, shall we say. And she used these techniques with her, what she called a dead email list. And she completely turned the business around, literally overnight, completely turned the business around. Because now suddenly people were opening the emails, they were identifying, they were asking questions, and now there was that element of trust involved. It wasn't just another anonymous person. So that completely turned the business around. And this has happened again and again and again with coaching students of mine. So look, if you want one takeaway from this video, stop trying to build huge, massive lists of tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people. Don't need to do that. concentrate on building a small micro list and having that relationship with those people. And if you want to find out how to do that, stay tuned. Look out for my new course, List Influencer. I'm going to be releasing this really soon. But the first time I release this, it will be in beta, and it will just be for a very limited, number of people, because eventually next year I want to sell this from stage at a much higher price. So when you do see it, look out for it, grab it whilst you can. By the way, if you find this interesting, if you find this subject interesting, if this is something that intrigues you, something you feel could help you in your business, I would really be fascinated to know. Send me an email, comment on this page, click a like button wherever this video is. But yeah, comment on this page if this is something that interests you. And it's been a pleasure making this video. And I think I'm going to head back up to the house now because it is so lovely and sunny. I'm going to go and get myself a coffee, sit out on the terrace this afternoon. I think I've been down in the valley long enough. I'm going to go and grab myself a coffee, sit on the terrace here, and enjoy the sun here in France whilst it lasts before the winter sets in. Still can't believe it's this sunny in October. Crazy. Okay guys, I'm going to leave it there, and I'll speak soon. Bye bye.